fuzzy blanket.
Welcome to Transforming with Us,
where we talk about
all things trans and queer.
Arguing. I wanted to complain to her. I was like, I've been having problems with scheduling things out, but Canva said they're having a glitch. Spreaker said that they're having a glitch, so it's not me. So like, it makes me happier to know it's not me. But at least half of our stuff went out this week. But I mean, we're supposed to have 4 episodes come out this week, but half them, so whatever.
The vetoed bill that got vetoed.
Veto the veto. I tell you, I ordered a suit.
You did not. Is it your first suit?
My second suit. My first one is my wedding suit. But it's not professional color. It's a forest green. So I got this really cool, like, actually I might be able to send a photo. Tracy, I know you tried calling me, but I don't know how you have to call these people. I don't know anything about what you're going through. So stop calling me. Hold on, I'm trying to get the picture. Okay, here we go. I'm trying to send it to you. I did not get the shirt, but I got the suit because I didn't want the shirt. It's like a grayish, cream gray kind of color. Sending.
Oh my god. Ooh. I like it. I like it a lot.
It's funny because I watched this cat, right? She only wants to play in the morning. Because at night, she gets wet food. So she's like, I'm like, she only plays in the morning. She only wants, and then she only wants wet food. So, let's see. I'm trying to send this because I forgot to send it. And then I'm good.
I see Kitty in the background.
But of course, I plan on getting the suit tailored as well.
Yeah, any suit that I order, I always go and get tailored. But even still, then it's so hard because I'm so small.
Well, I got the smallest size they offered. And then I'm going to get it tailored as well. So, which is crazy. So they offer the small size, I think, of that they had is like a 34. And I have this really cool tailor that did do our suit, and it fits beautifully. So I'm probably just going to do that.
There you go.
Galen, you are not meowing through this one again.
He says yes, he is.
Did I tell you I had to literally find his meow on the last one and like edit it out?
He's talkative. He likes to be part of the show.
That's his begging. It's not just talking, it's begging.
Yeah, the answer is no. Just don't look at me.
Bastard. I'm also a little bit waiting. Let's see what happens. Is this guy's supposed to be dropping off keys? Because apparently I'm watching all the pets this weekend. But so how is Lou doing? You said she didn't feel good.
She's fine. She was just like
super tired. I was like
super tired.
And how is work? How is everything going on with that guy that you said you were able to talk to, right?
Oh man, yeah. He's supposed to come over this weekend. He's like, I'd like to come over, like to smoke a blunt with you. I'll bleep that out. But, that won't be in the blooper. He's like, no, I want to come over and I want you to sit down and because it's obvious that he was like, I said to myself when I posted it, oh man, like I hope Andrew doesn't take offense to this. I think it's only funny because of the verse from the movie. And he went ahead and posted it anyways. And then when I seen it, and then when Lou told me about it, I was like, yeah, no, you're not going to sit here and claim to be my friend and then post some stuff like this. I'm gonna have a conversation with you. And so I commented on it and I was like, I'm disappointed in this. Like, I thought I knew you better than that. And so he came out back to my desk after I commented on it. And he was like, really, bro? Like, you're going to post that stuff? It's just a joke. And it's like, no, bro, it's not a joke. They're mocking her. Like, they put that male's voice over her as a mock. It's not a nice joke. That would be like me posting something about Black people picking cotton. You know what I mean? Like, and saying, oh, it's funny. No, that's not funny. I would never post something like that. And if you know that you have trans friends and you're supposed to be an ally, and one of them you claim is one of your good friends, you wouldn't post stuff like that.
Yeah, makes sense.
He's like, oh, well, Black people have gone through struggle and stuff too, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay, and I get that, but so have we. Like, you don't have to fight for your health care. You don't have to fight for your medications. Like, yes, you face different struggles, but
well, it's like I told you, like actually the healthcare thing they do have problems with. And that's only because I've seen it. So I've seen a lot, especially in Florida, it's really bad. I told Seth this when I was a kid. I was hanging out with my friend Ebony and her family, right? And I probably was like 13 or 14. Now I'm the only Caucasian looking kid in the car. And her dad is a pro NFL player, like retired pro NFL player, like in the Super Bowl. And we got pulled over and the cop asked if they kidnapped me. Like, that's the type of life that they build. So, like, I'm going to be honest, like, sometimes trans people, we have it hard too. We got to remember, like, they still have health issues, that more Black women die giving birth than white women ever will. Because doctors will kill a Black woman. It's like, I've seen that. I've seen that too. So I have friends who don't have their moms. I have friends who don't. So I think I've seen both sides of it and lived also the side of the transgender stuff too, because we get shit all the time. We get shit all the time just for being existing or not. Oh, you're not a man, or oh, you're not a female, or we can tell you're trans. Oh, this, that, and the other. Like, it pisses me off. And then like, I got in an argument earlier today because some woman was like putting post pictures and saying, look, we can tell they're trans. And I was like, that's Katie, the other swimmer on the team. What the hell is wrong with you? That's the wrong person.
So I think I know exactly what photo you're talking about. I know exactly what photo you're talking about. One of my friends posted it, and she had cropped out the Twitter thing underneath that said, you know, this is a cisgender woman, and showed that she was sitting up on the edge of the pool. And she cropped that out and posted it, and everyone was like, "Oh, you could tell. Look at that's a man's body." Da 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 da. And then like later on down in the comments, she was like, the joke is on all of you. Here's the full photo. I cropped it just because I knew it was going to drag people out. And straight underneath the photo is, this is so-and-so, a cisgendered woman, and crickets. Like,
of course, because
where are you now? Where are you now?
Yeah. So I just want to let you know, like, there's a lot of stuff going on, especially BLM. You know, I lived in Sanford where the whole Trayvon stuff went down. So I got to be kind of in the thick of that. So I got to see a lot of stuff going on. And I will honestly say I do have it better than some of my Black compadres. So unfortunately, not all the time, but unfortunately. Florida sucks. It's mostly in the South. I haven't seen, because I talked to a lot of people up here, and they haven't. It's kind of funny because they have a lot of cops up here, right? And everybody is really cool with the cops, and they're like, we have no issues with color. They have no issues with any of that stuff. They don't do this stupid shit that freaking Minnesota is doing again. Did you hear what they did again? They shot an unarmed person over a lighter. 37 bullets or something like that, or 22 bullets. I can't remember how many times they shot him, but over a lighter. So
sad shit.
Yeah, and then we still have our law in Florida, and Massachusetts actually still has it too, where they can be like, "Oh, you're transgender. I don't like that," and they kill you and get away with it.
Yeah. Oh, we got scared.
Yeah, scared of the trans person. I killed them. That's why I'm scared.
So that dude David, right? He sent me a private message. The guy who's all over that status. He sent me a private message and was like, "What does your birth certificate say?" And I was like, "What does it matter to you? Like, what is on my birth certificate is none of your business. That has nothing to do with who I am or what I identify as." He was like, "Well, if your birth certificate says you're a female and you have a vagina, then you're a female." And I was like, really? So I sent a picture of my license with my gender marker, my passport, my gender marker. I was like, the state of Florida says I'm a man, so I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And he was like, well, you need to be using the women's restroom and everything. And I was like, oh, so that you want me to use the bathroom with your daughter? Okay, I'll use the bathroom with your daughter if that's what you want. And he then proceeded to say, yeah, well, trans women rape people in bathrooms. And I was like, no.
That's never been recorded, ever.
Ever.
Never happened in history. Ever. They have yet.
I was like, show me where that happened. If you provide me the proof, show me. I want detailed proof of when and where this happened.
I've actually looked into that a couple times because I was like, I'm just curious, like, because I think one of my former friends said that, and I actually was like sending like straw, like, I mean, I was digging. I was like, nope, nowhere. Look, it's a pedophile. Look, there's a priest. I was like, oh, I found a priest, or like something like that. But oh my god. Like, yeah, I'll go to the bathroom with your daughter. She'll freak out and start screaming and crying, and then you'll come to beat my ass. And I'll be like, well, dude, you can't touch me.
Exactly
you can't touch me. You touch me now. You hit a woman.
Right.
I'm gonna get one.
That's exactly what I said to him.
Oh, yeah. People suck. Oh, our plates. Andrew.
What? Oh my gosh, those are so cool. Did you take those?
We did this pottery thing, and where you put like pottery paint, and then they glaze it and do everything else to it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we're making our own plates.
There you go.
You like them?
Yeah, you can't help people like him. People like him, they don't want to be educated. I was like, what would you do? What do you then? Where would you expect a non-binary person to go? Like, what do you even have to say about that? He's like, non-binary is just insanity. That's insanity. And it's like, okay, that's when I told him. I said, I hope
Seth is cracking up over here, by the way.
Oh my god.
She's cracking up over David.
This dude was like, I will support my kids 100% and get them professional medical help because they have a mental illness if they came out as trans, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, this is the shit that we're all sick and tired of hearing of. It's not a mental illness to be fucking trans. Stop saying that shit. It pisses me off. It's not true.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's actually one thing I told Massachusetts to not put in my medical record. Because they're like, oh, we can put this in your medical record. I said, over my dead body. I was like, it's not I was like, I'm sorry. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology. I actually know the DSM-5 does not really think of that anymore. So do not put that in my stuff. And she's like, yeah, yes, sir. I was like, thank you. I was like, no, we're not putting that. I know what I am, and that's it. Which is funny because we're talking to Steph, and I was like, I remember where she had this coworker who lived with this guy. It was a gay guy, and we were hanging out at their house. And he's like, so are you transitioning? And I'm like, at the time, I was like, no. And this was like years ago, way pre-T. I was like, no. And he's like, oh, confused. Apparently, I was confused. Which is kind of funny.
I was confused for a very long time.
I'm sorry. We went through so much. I'm like, all right,
Well,
the guy interrupts us. Yeah, interrupts us. We'll see what happens. But yeah, man. Good luck this weekend with that friend. You know, seriously. Just remember, everybody has to just listen to each other. Oh my! That's all my goal is. There's so much paint on there. I forgot I was painting all weekend. Okay, so let's see. We have Utah, Florida. So let's see what this Florida thing says. Florida things like this, the don't ask, don't tell. Everyone knows I'm gay, but as long as I don't talk about it, it's okay. Oh yeah, there's their way they're doing this bill. From what I remember reading, that this person that Gene was saying is that they can say there's a dyke teacher teaching my kid to be gay, and they can sue the school the way they have it.
Yep.
Did.
Yep. I could not believe that shit.
Yeah, and it actually says that the mental health counselors actually have to out. It requires them to out the students to their parents.
Yep. And that's one thing. And it's like, do you understand how dangerous that is? how dangerous that is. There's a reason. If a kid is not out to their parents, there's usually a reason for it. They're either they're not comfortable enough yet, and they don't feel like they can do that. B, they know that they can't do that, without they know that they're not going to get acceptance, and it could go really freaking awfully bad. We all know what can happen.
Yep.
And it's just, so if a teacher or a guidance counselor, anybody, if somebody in the school system knows
or knows,
right, they are now under this bill will be obligated to let those parents know.
I know, which can kill kids, because I've seen a dad almost kill his son once, so we're good. No, it's not cool. I will say that they said that the parents can sue over the slightest thing. So at that note, I did read into the bill a little bit, and it does say talking about any type of sexual orientation, which includes heterosexual. So on that note,
at least there's
yes,
that.
you should push that and let people know that can happen. And it says that the bill is requiring school boards to adopt procedures for notifying parents if there's a change in student services or monitoring the students' mental, emotional, and physical well-being all of a sudden. And it says that school district personnel from notifying a parent about their stuff is a thing now, when they used to have kind of like a quiet thing about it. And it also says that this probably will make our homeless youth LGBT a lot higher, probably about another, they think it's a minimum. Right now it's already 22%, and 7% overall population are.
I was just reading that.
So it looks like it's likely to be 4 times more likely that they're going to plan or consider or attempt. Yeah, it's just going to be really bad. It's putting everybody at risk, and it's targeting. And then it's like taking a cue from the critical race theory, whatever that means to Republicans. I like that part. It says the bill's a hot mess waiting to happen. So it's going to be a problem. Which is crazy. So I don't know. This is.
Yeah, right here it says that a student says that a teacher discusses gay marriage in class, the student's parents can request that a special magistrate investigate the allegation at the school's expense, with the investigation to be submitted to the state's Board of Education.
Yeah, some parents are sending their kids out of state.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, one apparently that says this woman, Hatcher, sent her transgender son to live out of state so he can go to a school safely. You eating olives?
I freaking love olives, man.
Yes.
I like black ones too, but the Spanish ones, the pimentos.
I actually am low key thinking I should go get my jar. Actually, looks really good.
Oh, I want to get my cats.
Sure. You want to get your cat? I'm about to give him to you. There's Seth going up on him. He actually responds to when we do that. He'll be like, "Oh, I upset them," because they see us as big cats, so cats can actually see the stripes in a human being's body.
Oh wow,
which is kind of cool. So that was fun. So we can talk about that and kind of rum it up and talk about the Utah. How the governor vetoed it because saying he wanted to save lives, and court ended up vetoing his veto.
Yep.
God damn it.
Veto the veto.
Mm-hmm. It says that actually some Republicans actually agreed with Governor Cox to veto it, but the Senate didn't want that. Yeah, he actually stops and says that.
Yeah. One Republican said, I cannot support this bill. I cannot support the veto override. And if it costs me my seat, so be it. I will do the right thing as I always do. And that's coming from a Republican.
I know, because they know that they're going to
give up his seat because he knows that this bill is not okay.
Because it's not good for them. It's bad.
Mhm.
Jesus. Forgot to check on Alabama. Oops. They're trying to make the driving age to 19 too.
I know. That's crazy.
I don't see anything updating on it. I don't see any update on Alabama.
Alabama's at a standstill.
It's not a good thing. That's still not a good thing. The federal judge temporarily blocked Arkansas. I know, I saw that.
Texas.
I'm not even gonna be started on Texas. A lot of people in Alabama are going, if this bill don't pass this year, it's gonna pass next year.
I like your accent there.
By the way, DeSantis is gonna run for president.
No,
Yes.
he announced it.
He's actually already been kind of denouncing it subtly. He's gonna run.
I'm fleeing the country.
I don't think people will allow that to happen because he's kind of very scary. All right, let's go. Message me. And he messages me. So I think we should probably get the shorter one out of the way first. Get that one out of the way. You could
Okay.
talk about what that Republican said. That'd be cool.
Okay, the one from Utah.
Yeah, I think that's good. Because like I agree. Like he's doing the right thing.
hmm
Tracy, hold on. Now she's texting me.
Yeah.
No, that's why you don't respond because it's stuff you're on your own time now, and you're spending time with Andrew.
Yeah, I'm just I can't respond to that. That is actually work related. I can't respond to that. Oh God, Texas Attorney General says Austin School Pride Week celebration breaks the state law. That's what the Texas thing is. There, so
Oh,
gotta love NPR. Governor in Indiana also vetoed the anti-trans bill.
that's good.
Okay. All right, we're gonna count down. Do you want to bring us in? And then today we'll talk about Florida, Utah, Texas, and all the kids losing their shit. Sound good?
Yeah, I'll talk about like what's going on. I'll say that, welcome back, and we're gonna cover what's going on in some individual states as far as anti-trans bills go.
Yeah, cool.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Transforming with Us, where Drew and I talk about all things trans and queer. Today we wanted to kind of give you guys an update on what's going on in the different states as far as some of these anti-trans bills that have been getting passed and vetoed and everything else.
Yeah, Andrew's exactly right now. We don't really have any information about Alabama, but we're still kind of watching it and everything of that nature. But we did see that the Utah governor actually banned or vetoed the original Senate's thing. And then upon further research today, we found out that the Senate vetoed the veto. he's like, look, I'd rather have these kids stay alive, and doing this, banning kids from being in sports, would not do that.
Right. Yeah. And one of the stories that I was reading, a lot of people think that Republicans are, against us 110%. They hear that you're a Republican and they're like, nope, want nothing to do with you. You don't support the community. But actually, one of Utah's Republican senators, he quote unquote stated, I cannot support this bill. I cannot support the veto override. And if it costs me my seat, so be it. I will do the right thing as I always do. So here's a senator willing to give up his seat because he just does not believe that this bill should be moving forward.
Yeah, they're actually understanding that there's enough research and science that says if you allow trans people and trans kids to just be more themselves and participate like normal children, they actually have a very low risk of suicide. You take all this stuff away, you increase the suicide rates.
Right. So hopefully, I don't know what is gonna come next for Utah, but hopefully someone's able to get this overturned yet again, because right now it's not gonna go well over there.
Yeah, and I know that Utah is the 12th state to enact some sort of ban on transgender kids in sports and stuff in schools, which is devastating. And then there's a really weird thing I remember looking up. I was just telling Andrew about how Texas Attorney
Thank you for
General
listening
is
to Transforming with
Pride
Us.
Week.
You can
Celebration
like, follow,
breaks the
and share
state
on
law.
all major
What?
platforms to keep up with all things
Like,
trans and queer.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Apple Music,
Yeah,
Spotify,
I mean, like,
iHeartRadio,
what-
and more.
Oh, what? That people can't be out in a crowd? Is that what you're trying to say? It breaks the law? I mean, I don't see any law breaks, so, but whatever. That's our little update on Texas. Now, Andrew, I know you're dealing a lot with Florida because you live in Florida. Would you want to tell people what's going on?
Yeah. So, right now the Don't Say Gay bill is still making its way through everything. And the story actually interviewed a teacher who's talking about how she's going to have to be careful on what she says, what she teaches. You can't, a child can't even go home and say, oh, my teacher said that she's in a gay marriage, or, whatever have you. Now that teacher is going to be able to be sued.
Yeah, and that's ridiculous. Like, if there is somebody who even remotely looks gay at that point, then the kid could be like, oh my, they don't like them. Say the teacher gives them a bad grade. They could be like, mommy, daddy, this gay teacher is trying to talk about gay stuff, and then boom, an investigation happens, can ruin their entire career, ruin their life.
Right. And some other stuff that's really dangerous too, that a lot of people didn't realize was underlying in this bill, is that teachers, guidance counselors, principals, whoever it is at the school, it could even be a lunch lady or anything like that. If someone knows that a child is in the LGBTQ community, they are now required to out that child to their parents. And we all know how dangerous that can be. There would be so many reasons as to why a child wouldn't come out to their parents. Now, a teacher who that child feels is their safe place is no longer their safe place. They don't have that comfort. They don't have that circle anymore.
I 100% agree with that. It's extremely sad because a lot of this thing with the Don't Say Gay bill actually really just translates as don't be gay or trans. And I always kind of knew Florida was an issue. I lived in Florida for a while, and I know they had their issues, but I never thought I would see this happen.
They're even talking about, according to UCLA's Williams Institute, 22% of houseless youth are LGBTQ, and that doesn't even account for just 7% of the overall population. And it's going to be really dangerous for these kids to be outed by, their schools. You're going to see the number go up really high because of the amount of homeless, LGBTQ youth that this is going to cause to happen.
I know it's kind of hard to say. LGBTQ youth. Always drives me crazy. Can I say that 5 times fast? And I know that they said that most of them that were actually thrown out by their parents. And then we're already talking about how LGBTQ plus kids, there we go, kids are 4 times more likely to consider, plan, or attempt suicide than straight ones. So this even puts them extremely more at risk. And now teachers won't even be able to help because it has been shown that if one adult is supportive and helpful, which most of the time it's an educator, a teacher, then that child has more of a chance to live.
Right, because they know that they have that safe place.
Exactly.
When they don't have it at home.
Exactly.
So to take that away from kids is just it's going to be sad. It's going to be really sad to watch this unfold. And DeSantis is gun ho. He's going to make sure it goes through.
Yeah, I know. He's doing it out of spite, and it's a little interesting because we were talking about recently how more than 1/3 of trans kids are actually at risk of losing their gender affirming care. And this was actually published earlier this week in the Advocate, where it talks about how these institutes are actually doing studies saying like, hey, you shouldn't do this. Like there's a study that was done by the Williams Institute in California. And even they're saying like, if this passed, almost 60,000 kids minimum will be affected, and about up to 150,000 kids are at risk of losing life-saving care.
Yeah, it's sad, and I'm really hoping that organizations and people can just keep pulling together and keep pushing through, keep fighting, keep letting your voice be heard, and just do whatever you can do. Between the school walkouts that have happened down here, and even the youth and the kids standing up for themselves, it's helping. It's gonna help in the long run.
Yes, 1000%. And also remember, there is that funny little clause that says that if you talk about sexual orientation, that the parent can sue. Heterosexual is a sexual orientation. So if you're a parent and they start talking about heterosexual norms, or how little Billy Bob, who's 5 years old, has a girlfriend, sue the school. Sue them, because technically you can.
Yep.
According to this law that will be initiated in June, you will be able to sue the heck out of those schools.
It's a nice little loophole.
Yep, they screwed up on that. So at least there's that for us. All right, everybody. Well, until next time, I want to thank you again, and live with purpose and live your truth.